Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Tonight, we're diving into a storyline that has fans buzzing and pundits questioning whether one of the NFL's brightest young defensive stars might find himself on the outside looking in. We're talking about Aidan Hutchinson, the 2022 second overall pick and breakout pass rusher who has anchored Detroit's edge for 2 seasons. But after a disastrous injury-riddled 2024, a dearth of complementary talent, and a draft haul that barely addressed his side of the trench, speculation is swirling. Is Hutchinson still the franchise cornerstone, or is Detroit ready to cut bait? Stick around, because we've got analysis, insider whispers, and more questions than answers by the end. It all starts with the 2024 season, when Hutchinson played just 5 games before a hamstring injury sidelined him, and his partner in crime, Marcus Davenport, suited up for only 2 contests. The result? A pass rush that sputtered to one of the lowest sack totals in franchise history, leaving opposing quarterbacks with nearly a full second more to throw. Fans and local radio hosts, notably Mike Valenti, have flatly declared that GM Brad Holmes must either find a true complementary pass rusher or risk questions about his legitimate investments in that position. Could that exasperation signal the end of the Hutchinson era if Holmes fails to deliver? Enter the 2025 NFL Draft. Despite the clear need opposite Hutchinson, Detroit waited until round 6 to select Ahmed Hassanin from Boise State, a player with strong Mountain West, tape but zero NFL-level polish. Meanwhile, every mock draft had Mike Green and Donovan Ezeruaku pegged as first-round talents. Yet Holmes passed on those high-upside options, instead addressing other needs early and banking on Hassanin's projection. Could this decision be a tacit admission that Hutchinson's partner must be found via free agency, or that Holmes is simply unwilling to invest premium picks opposite Hutch? Some insiders believe Detroit's failure to move up for a second first-round edge rusher speaks volumes about their confidence in Hutch's Lone Star status. But let's dive deeper. Holmes himself has publicly lamented the scarcity of elite edge talent. On 97.1, The Ticket, he said, "We have an edge rusher of elite caliber in Hutchinson. Why doesn't everyone stop asking why we don't have another one?" That quote, on its face, underscores Holmes's faith in Aidan. Yet behind closed doors, coaches reportedly wanted an every-down counterpart to unleash more creative stunts and sub-package blitzes. With politics around premium picks heating up, might Holmes be listening to those inside voices pushing for an overhaul, and considering moving Hutchinson if he fails to produce alongside Hassanin and the cast of cast-offs? Is it possible the Lions view Hutchinson as an elite talent better leveraged in a trade package to maximize draft capital? Fans remember when Jared Goff traded away multiple first-rounders for Matthew Stafford, an all-in bet on a superstar meant to vault the team to contention. Could Detroit be considering a similar approach in reverse, packaging Hutchinson's youth and production for 2 first-rounders to rebuild the edge group from scratch? If the team truly believes its championship window aligns with Caleb Williams' rookie contract, the calculus might favor stockpiling picks over hinging on one pass rusher's rehabilitation from injury. Could Hutchinson be the shock centerpiece of a 2026 draft windfall rather than a 2025 season savior? Meanwhile, whispers on social media suggest locker room unease. Some teammates, accustomed to rotating snaps with Davenport, now sense that Hutch's snap counts will balloon in 2025, an unsustainable load if fellow pass rushers can't step up. Fans are wondering if Hutch might resist a lone wolf workload, preferring a team built around a duo rather than burdened by an entire front 7 pass rush. Has that quiet dissatisfaction trickled up to the front office, nudging Holmes toward a dramatic rethink? And what about the coaching staff? Does Dan Campbell still view Hutch as the unquestioned alpha, or has he started eyeing a new aggressor to spice up his defensive playbook? Before Aidan Hutchinson ever donned Honolulu blue, he was already a legend growing up just outside Fort Wayne, Indiana, where he dominated high school fields with his rare combination of size, length, and relentless motor. At Marion High School, he racked up 73 tackles for loss and 34 sacks over his junior and senior seasons, earning back-to-back Indiana Gatorade Player of the Year awards. College recruiters drooled over his frame, standing 6'7", 265 pounds, and his off-the-charts athletic testing, which included a sub-4.8-second 40-yard dash and a 34-inch vertical. By the time he signed with Michigan in 2018, Hutchinson was already regarded as one of the nation's top defensive end prospects, and he wasted no time validating that hype. In Ann Arbor, Hutchinson made an immediate impact as a true freshman, appearing in all 14 games and tallying 33 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. But it was his sophomore campaign in 2021 that vaulted him into national stardom. He led the Wolverines and ranked second in the entire FBS with 14 sacks, added 19.5 tackles for loss, and was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. His signature moment came in Michigan's upset of Ohio State, where he single-handedly collapsed the pocket on consecutive drives and helped secure the program's first victory over the Buckeyes in 7 years. It was that performance and his relentless bend-and-run style that convinced NFL scouts he could terrorize quarterbacks at the next level. Hutchinson's 2022 season only reinforced his draft stock. Despite drawing constant double teams, he still managed 14.5 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks, plus a kickoff return touchdown on special teams that showcased his surprising athletic versatility. He finished his collegiate career with 26.5 sacks, the most by any Wolverine since Charles Woodson, and earned unanimous All-American honors, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year a second time, and finalist status for the Ted Hendricks Award. More than any other prospect in that class, Hutchinson combined bend, power, and frame in a way that scouts believed would translate immediately to the NFL's most physical trenches. His pre-draft process cemented that belief. At the NFL Combine, Hutchinson blazed through the 3-cone drill in 6.85 seconds, ran a 4.1-second 40, remarkable for someone of his size, and posted a 10.2 broad jump. His interviews revealed a tireless work ethic and championship mindset cultivated under legendary coach Jim Harbaugh and alongside a veteran leadership group at Michigan. By draft night, the Lions, and every team in the top 5, knew they were looking at a potential franchise cornerstone, one whose collegiate dominance and character guaranteed he'd be a throwback playmaker on the edge for years to come. Let's also consider the financial side. Hutchinson is on a rookie contract that escalates to a hefty cap hit in 2026 unless restructured. Could Detroit preemptively decide not to extend, opting instead to let Hutch test free agency, where his raw talent and Pro Bowl pedigree would command top dollar, then use that cap space to bring in multiple mid-tier edge rushers? It's a scenario that some salary cap experts are floating as a prudent path. One superstar exiting yields room for 3 solid complementary pieces rather than one bank-busting extension for a single star. As the offseason unfolds, we'll be watching closely. Will the Lions bring in a veteran like Zadarius Smith or trade for Trey Hendrickson to accompany Hutch, signifying faith in his continued role? Or will Holmes stay silent on free agency, pressuring Hutch physically and mentally in camp? Then, quietly moving on if generational production doesn't reemerge. Is the 2025 season really Hutchinson's final audition before a franchise-like decision on his future? But here's the kicker. What do you think about all of this? Do you believe Aidan Hutchinson still anchors Detroit's defense for the next half-decade? Or is it time for the Lions to embrace a new edge rush paradigm, perhaps even in another city? I'm equally torn between rooting for his redemption and understanding the strategic allure of a multi-pick rebuild. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If this deep dive into Hutchinson's shaky future intrigued you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another high-stakes rumor or analysis. Thanks for watching, everyone. Here's to hoping Detroit's edge decisions spark the defense into the top tier where it belongs. Roar loud.